There was a time when garden tractors were built like miniature farm machines. Solid steel, heavy frames, and engines that seemed immortal. These weren't your average lawnmowers. They were compact beasts that could plow snow, till gardens, haul trailers, and mow acres with ease. Today, we're revisiting 10 classic American-made garden tractors that defined an era and still bring a lump to the throat of anyone who grew up around them. When Ford joined the garden tractor race in 1972, they didn't play small. Partnering with Jacobsen, they introduced the LGT 145, tough all-metal machine that felt more like a downsized farm tractor than a lawn tool. It carried a 14-horsepower Kohler K321AS engine, mated to a shaft-driven hydrostatic transmission, delivering smooth, reliable power in both directions. Every piece of it was engineered for strength and comfort. But what really made it special was how Ford sold it. The company's marketing team cleverly branded it as the lawn tractor for Mustang people with lawns, appealing directly to car lovers who wanted that same spirit of performance in their backyard machines. Finished in that unmistakable Ford blue with clean white accents, it looked as good as it worked. The hydraulic lift system could handle a mid-mount 50-inch deck, and its heavy-duty steel frame ensured it was overbuilt in all the right areas. With a forward speed of 6.5 miles per hour and reverse topping out at 3.2, it wasn't built for racing, but it could outlast nearly anything else on the market. The LGT lineup could be equipped with attachments ranging from a 42-inch snowblower to a front-end loader capable of lifting roughly 700 pounds. It was sold only through Ford tractor dealerships, ensuring buyers got professional service along with their purchase. With 16.650 by 8 front tires and massive 23.850 by 12 rears, traction was never a problem. A 46-inch wheelbase and Jacobsen's expertise gave it outstanding hillside stability. Ford's partnership with Jacobsen brought decades of professional turf equipment know-how into the design, giving the tractor both power and refinement. When Ford officially exited the garden tractor market in 1983, it wasn't just the end of production, it was the closing of an era. Finding a clean, original LGT 145 today is like unearthing a buried relic of American craftsmanship. Collectors prize them for their muscle car marketing, sturdy construction, and classic Ford styling. And the fact that Ford once compared them directly to the Mustang says everything about the pride they had in this compact legend. Few names in garden tractor history lasted as long or built as loyal a following as the Simplicity Sovereign. Born in Port Washington, Wisconsin in 1966, it began as a modest 12-horsepower model and went on to rule the lawns for 34 years straight. Its DNA never changed: a rock-solid frame, a flawless mower deck, and engineering focused on longevity, not planned obsolescence. The Sovereign was sold under more badges than almost any other tractor: Simplicity, Allis Chalmers, Montgomery Ward, J.C. Penney, Dutz Allis, Agco Allis, Homelight, and even Massey Ferguson. Different names, same unbeatable core. Its free-floating deck with full-width rollers gave lawns that legendary striped look everyone admired. The Sovereign's rear lift system let owners attach everything from mower decks to tillers, snow blowers, and even front loaders. Through the decades, the design evolved. From the boxy hoods of the 3300 and 3400 series in the late 60s to the rounded, modern 7100 series by the late 70s. Many of these machines are still mowing today, often using their original decks, still cutting perfectly after half a century. When production ended in June 2000, it wasn't just the end of a model, it was the end of a philosophy that valued strength over shortcuts. Before we move on, if you're enjoying this deep dive, take a second to like the video and subscribe. Over 98% don't, and your click keeps these classics alive. If Wisconsin had a knack for building tough tractors, Bolens proved it beyond doubt. The HT20, part of their large frame series, was a brute dressed in white and green and built to outwork almost anything in its class. It ran a 19.5 horsepower Kohler K532 twin-cylinder engine that produced torque strong enough to yank out small stumps. This was Bolens at its absolute peak. before the company changed hands several times. Its hydrostatic transmission allowed smooth, precise control, and the frame was so heavy-duty that it could handle attachments meant for commercial equipment. Owners could even operate a loader and backhoe simultaneously, something no ordinary lawn tractor could dream of. The 5-gallon fuel tank and real disc brakes made it feel more like a small construction vehicle than a mower. Bolens had been making garden tools since 1850, but the HT20 was their crowning achievement. After ownership passed from FMC to Garden Way, then Troy-Bilt, and finally MTD, the magic faded, and machines like the HT20 were never built again. When J.I. Case purchased Colt garden tractors in 1964, they gained more than a company. They inherited a revolutionary hydraulic drive system that would change the game. By the late 60s, Case introduced the 444 and later the 446, two garden tractors that became icons of engineering. The 444 ran a 14-horsepower Kohler, while the 446 boasted a 16-horsepower Onan twin with massive torque output. Their biggest innovation was the snap-fast attachment system introduced in 1971. Spring-loaded pins that let users swap attachments without tools or frustration. It was a godsend for anyone tired of wrestling mower decks. These tractors ran at hydraulic pressures up to 2,200 psi, giving them pulling power that rivaled much larger machines. Built in Winnicott, Wisconsin, the early versions even sported distinctive elephant ear fenders that collectors love today. The structural steel frame was welded, not stamped, ensuring unmatched strength. Styled after Case's full-size 70 series agricultural tractors, they looked every bit the part. When Case sold the line to Jack Ingersoll in 1983, it marked the end of their direct involvement, but these machines had already achieved legend status. A working Case 446 with its original hydraulic system intact is a collector's treasure and proof of what real American engineering used to be. The Allis-Chalmers B10 was born from a powerful collaboration with Simplicity Manufacturing, and it carried the best of both worlds. Introduced in 1963, it originally ran a 9-horsepower Briggs & Stratton before being upgraded to 10 horsepower in 1965, when it was rebranded as the Big 10. By 1966, it reverted to B10, solidifying its place in tractor history. Built by Simplicity in Port Washington, Wisconsin, it wore Allis-Chalmers' iconic Persian orange paint that instantly caught attention. While it shared many parts with Simplicity models, it had its own sheet metal styling that gave it a unique character. Equipped with a gear-driven transmission offering 3 forward speeds and 1 reverse, or 6 and 2 with the high-low option, it was as practical as it was stylish. The 393cc Briggs engine with a 3.07-inch bore and 3.27-inch stroke could run all day without breaking a sweat. During production, Allis-Chalmers even had to open a separate plant in South Carolina to satisfy federal trade rules, a testament to the model's success. It could operate 32-inch or 42-inch mower decks, and its cast-iron build meant decades of service. When Allis-Chalmers left the garden tractor business in 1983, it closed a proud chapter that had begun with the B1 back in 1961. In 1968, John Deere raised the bar for everyone with the introduction of the 140, its first hydrostatic garden tractor. Built in Horion, Wisconsin, it quickly became the company's crown jewel. Early models came with a 12-horsepower Kohler K301AS, and by 1969, Deere upgraded it to a 14-horsepower K321AS, offering more muscle for attachments. The 140 was revolutionary thanks to its variable-speed hydrostatic transmission that gave operators infinite control without shifting gears. Later versions, especially the H3 model, featured 3 hydraulic spools, headlights, individual wheel brakes, and even a built-in cigarette lighter. It was luxury and utility combined. By 1972, Deere had refined it even further with a stronger charging system and smoother hydraulics. It could handle just about any attachment Deere made. 48-inch mower decks, tillers, snowblowers, and even front loaders. A 6-gallon fuel tank let it run sunrise to sunset. Production lasted only until 1974, with fewer than 40,000 made, making surviving units extremely collectible. In pristine condition, these tractors now sell for prices that would make your jaw drop, because true Deere engineering never loses value. The Gravely Model L was anything but ordinary.
Born in Dunbar, West Virginia, this two-wheeled powerhouse redefined what a compact tractor could do. It wasn't built for comfort, it was built for work. Its horizontally opposed engine sat directly over the drive wheels, powering a front PTO that could handle an incredible range of attachments. From rotary mowers and sickle bars to cultivators, snowblowers, and even generators, this little beast could do it all. Add a sulky attachment and you could ride it, though ride might be too gentle a word for the experience. When Studebaker purchased Gravely in 1960 for about $12.5 million, they brought automotive-grade precision to the brand. The all-gear drive system eliminated belts entirely, making the transmission nearly indestructible. Two main engine versions existed, a 6.6 horsepower with an angled spark plug and a 7.6 horsepower with a vertical plug. Production later moved to North Carolina, but the Gravely name never lost its edge. Collectors today consider them mechanical art, and watching one operate is like seeing living history, rugged, loud, and endlessly reliable. Before we crown the king, we have to salute the machine that started it all, the 1958 Wheelhorse RJ58. This model arrived at a turning point for the company and quickly became one of the most popular garden tractors ever built. It featured Elmer Pond's ingenious unidrive transmission, a design he developed in just 60 days that went on to influence Wheelhorse for decades. The RJ58 could be fitted with either a Clinton B129 or Kohler K90 engine, giving buyers flexibility and reliability. It didn't come standard with a mower deck. Instead, it was meant as a true garden tractor, capable of tilling, plowing, and hauling first, mowing second. Built with angle iron frames and automotive surplus parts, it was affordable yet durable beyond belief. Its 3-speed transmission with a 60-to-1 gear ratio gave it immense torque. Owners swore it could pull stuck trucks or even climb trees. Sales exploded to $4.5 million by 1959, solidifying Wheelhorse's reputation. Today, restored RJ58s are considered collector's gold, celebrated as the model that launched a dynasty in the garden tractor world. And finally, the one that started the revolution, the International Harvester Cub Cadet Original. Released in 1961, it wasn't just another mower, it was the birth of the modern garden tractor category. Built in the same Louisville, Kentucky factory as the Farmall Cub, it featured the same build quality and pride. Powered by a 7-horsepower Kohler K161, later upgraded to 8 horsepower, the original used a unique belt-driven transmission borrowed from larger IH tractors. This wasn't stamped metal, it was solid cast iron, gear-driven, and built to take real agricultural attachments. It could mount blades, tillers, snow throwers, trailers, and more. Optional extras like headlights, fenders, and creeper gears gave it versatility far beyond its size. Official production started with serial number 590, but prototypes and early test models make early units extremely rare. Collectors today treat low-serial Cub Cadet Originals like sacred relics. Some sell for more than a used car. When International Harvesters sold Cub Cadet to MTD in 1981, it marked the end of a historic chapter. Still, the original's DNA lives on in every serious garden tractor built since. These 10 machines are more than tools. They're milestones in American craftsmanship. Each carried innovation, pride, and toughness that modern machines rarely match. From Ford's muscle tractor LGT 145 to Cub Cadet's groundbreaking original, everyone changed how people worked their land. Modern mowers might be easier, but they'll never have the soul of these classics. So if you have one tucked away in your shed, don't sell it.
Start it, because they truly don't make them like this anymore. What's your favorite classic garden tractor? Drop your pick in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories celebrating the machines that built America, one lawn at a time. These tractors represent more than nostalgia. They capture an era when reliability and craftsmanship came first, before profit margins. Every bolt, every lever, every welded seam told a story of pride in American manufacturing. Today's world of stamped steel and disposable design only makes these machines feel more alive. They were loud, they were heavy, and they were built to work long after the warranty expired. They made mowing feel meaningful, snowblowing feel powerful, and small farms feel unstoppable. These tractors carried the spirit of the American craftsman, ordinary people building extraordinary machines. And even decades later, they still inspire collectors, restorers, and dreamers alike. It's not just nostalgia, it's proof that real engineering never dies. From small-town workshops to big brand factories, these tractors were born from hard work and pride, and they'll be remembered that way forever. Because long before they became collector's items, they were partners, working shoulder to shoulder with the people who built this country. And that's what makes them legendary.